antisocial socialite, back at it again. Shout out to all of you wonderful new subscribers and returning friends. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are new to the channel or you have not yet subscribed, what are you waiting for, darling? Hit that subscribe button, smash that notification bell, so when I get to running this mouth, baby, you are in the loop. You see the title, you know what time it is. Meek Mill's Peace Leaf Backfires. Now, I'm not one who follows current rappers. Rap is my favorite genre of music, but you know, I'm starting to listen to stuff from my youth now, so I'm not really up on the current trends. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know much about Meek Mills. But obviously by now most people have heard of this story where Meek Mills wants to offer record deals to arriving gang members who are artists, and he said, if you guys put the past behind you, if you guys put all the hurt and the revenge behind you and all the people that you've lost as a result of gang violence behind you, I can offer you guys a record deal. And this is not really about Meek Mill specifically, but this latest incident really highlights an issue that I have with a lot of these artists and rappers. This is why I consistently tell people, obviously I can't tell you what to do, but I'm kind of telling you what to do, that these rappers are not real. Because at the end of the day, a lot of people had a lot of smoke for Meek Mills because he actually glorified the very violence that has caused a lot of this strife in the first place. If we go back decades, we know gangster rap, rival gangs, gang banging, the glorification of all kind of negative things in the black community has been the central theme of this style of music. So now to come out after you've made your millions talking about I want to offer record deals and help people to turn their life around is a little bit hypocritical. Because Meek Mills has actually influenced a multitude of men in this generation to pick up guns, to pick up weapons, to engage in certain criminal behaviors. Now, let me be clear. Everybody has the right to do whatever they want to do. If people want to follow these influences, they have the right to. So I cannot blame Meek Mills 100% for the state of the black community. But we have to be realistic. These people are called influencers for a reason. So now after you have made your money, making millions, maybe not even living that life, people calling him out from where he lives to where he originally comes from to whether he's actually been about that life, to come out and say, now I want to help you and extend the olive branch for you guys to go and grab it on both sides. It just comes across as a little bit more of a publicity stunt rather than actually him trying to reconcile or fix the situation. We see this time and time again with many of these rappers that have spent decades making millions, selling their own people down the river, glorifying things that are ultimately detrimental to the health of the black community. Whether it's drug use, whether it's promiscuity, we now have obviously thought culture with the female rappers who are incorporating stripper culture in with rapping. I mean, you name it, violence, all kinds of degenerate behavior is exalted in this form of music. And as much as some people just see it as entertainment, they're able to detach themselves after listening to it. It is a form of programming. When people are exposed to certain things in the media, they do want to go and act it out if they're not careful. And unfortunately in the black community, because we do have unstable family units, we have a large number of young people growing up in single parent households where there is no counterbalance for the mainstream media propaganda. A lot of young people are falling prey to the streets because they're looking for an identity. They want to be able to survive. They want to have a sense of clout. They want to have a sense of belonging, and so they're falling through the cracks. So for Meek Mills now, after standing on a lot of bodies, even though he may not have personally put anybody in the ground, the fact that his music has influenced people to actually go and live that life, and then to come back to try and reconcile this situation is why a lot of people are calling him out. Numerous people said he was one of the worst peacemakers, that he wasn't somebody fit to actually try and extend the olive leaf to anybody. And someone even said, how can you talk when you've been promoting violence through your whole music career? This is what a lot of these rappers are doing. This is why I say personally a lot of these guys are puppets and shills. They know the truth. They know what actually is wrong and right. But because they want that check, they will sell out their own people in the form of entertainment. Now that they're getting on the back end of their career, they're aging out of the popularity market, what they say is not even relevant anymore because no one's really listening to them. To me personally, a musician or an artist, especially a rapper, has about a 10-year window. After about 10 years, your fans have grown with you and aged out because a lot of young people now, they have money. They have the opportunity to go to concerts and support their favorite artists. So if you get, come on the scene at around 18 and then your fans are around 18, 16, 17, 18, by the time you're old and a lot of people don't really want to hear you, you're already being replaced. It doesn't matter how much good deeds you try to do now because most of the people who used to rock with you, they've moved on to other artists. Your voice is literally drowned out in the wind because other artists are becoming more popular. For example, there was a time when we probably thought Nicki Minaj would never be knocked off the top spot. But now no one's even talking about Nicki because Cardi's the in thing. And now Cardi's on her way out. Next it's going to be Meg and other people coming through. So a time is going to come when no matter how much truth Nicki Minaj or Cardi B or back in the day Lil Kim, these people are going to become obsolete. They're going to disappear into the background because they're no longer being promoted. So now Meek Mills is older. He can come out and say all the things that he should have been saying from the beginning. But a lot of people are not really going to listen to him because he's not popular. He's aged out of the music market to a degree. And there are younger artists that a lot of people are more influenced by. So for me personally, this is why I don't really take these artists seriously. Now I will say this, I do have a lot of respect for what Ice Cube did because as much as some people may critique some of the things that he's done, he's definitely not one of the worst artists out here promoting some of the most heinous stuff. And the plan that he came up with actually was something that you can respect. It was concise and it was actually based on people who are educated and understand the issues of the black community. He's been with his wife for more than 2 decades. He's a family man, married to a black woman. So there are many things that are in Ice Cube's favor that I can respect, despite the fact that he also came from the rap world. Recently I was gonna do a video, and I might even still do it, talking about how Snoop Dogg is out here performing with Busta Rhymes. And I'm thinking at your 50-plus-year-old age, who is actually trying to hear what you're rapping about? As a big 50-year-old man, you're still dancing in the street in shorts with plaid. I mean, who the hell is actually listening to Snoop Dogg and Busta Rhymes music in 2020? Even the people who came up with Busta Rhymes probably want to hear his old stuff before they want to hear his new stuff. Because how you're a 50-year-old man looking like you're still rapping about the streets? Busta Rhymes, DMX, Method Man, all these old heads from like 20 years ago are now making music, still prancing in the street, smoking trees, talking about gangster rap. Now listen to a video just now by Snoop Dogg, okay? Nipsey Blue. I'm not gonna lie, it touched me because I got into a discussion with a friend like months ago, and the guy was basically saying to me, people don't want to listen to somebody who maybe is a square, but they're not making big money, okay? And I said, like, Nipsey Hussle is somebody making big money, but at the end of the day, he's trying to help people in the street, and he got killed. He is actually somebody who died trying to be accepted by the kind of black people that you just cannot help. All that tattoos and chains and trying to look hood, and he was like, well, Nipsey Hussle wasn't really in the streets like that. He was hood in the way he carried himself, but he actually was about positive things. And I said, well, therein lies the problem. This guy was so desperate to be accepted by black people that he actually tried to come down to their level, and instead of them thanking him for it, they ended up taking his life out of jealousy. Now his store is being vandalized. So people complain that black people who make it leave the community, but how can you build a community? Black people should have been out here talking about keeping his legacy going. Instead, they're vandalizing what he left. And the only thing some people have to say, like Snoop Dogg, who in his song Nipsey Blue is talking about I've got your back. In the video, he actually drives past Nipsey's store. Well, where was your back when his store was being vandalized? There's just too much of this sentimental and symbolic stuff that is just meaningless. Just because you drive around the streets in, you know, Crip colors, throwing up gang signs, talking about how much you miss your homie, that don't mean nothing. And, you know, it's not just rappers, you know, but rappers do it. You've got T.I. going out buying lunches for a girl for a whole year in 2018. You know, some girl, she couldn't afford her school lunch. I think it was like 15 cents off. And when he found out, he paid for her school lunches for the whole year. Like, how much has T.I. negatively influenced young people? You've got Beyonce out here talking about OnlyFans with her husband that's big pimping it up. You've got, you know, people like Madonna, you know, adopting half the continent of Africa, trying to prove something, but then she's as blasphemous and demonic as hell. I mean, let's just keep it real. A lot of these people come out trying to play this altruistic card because they hope that they can compensate for the way they've negatively impacted society. You know, Dre and Snoop and all these guys, they're out here talking about the streets is the same. Of course the streets is the same, because you guys have influenced a lot of young people to carry on that legacy of being in the streets. You see, people look up to Nipsey Hussle like he's a hero. He was in the streets, he came down to people's level, and you know, as the brother was saying to me, people want people they can relate to. I can almost understand. You know, we are so caught up in trying to either live through these people or emulate these people that we cannot even hear solid truth when the person is not stimulating us emotionally. I'm not saying that Nipsey Hussle didn't just like tattoos and didn't have his own style and everything, and that was what he was about, but I personally feel like people in the black community have to always prove to other blacks in order to be accepted, and when you come down to a certain level, it's like they still don't respect you. A lot of people want to pour out drinks and make songs and, you know, feature his face in their videos. Now he's gone, but where was the respect when he was alive? And if he had so much respect, why is his stuff being torn down now? It's like, this is the kind of reason why a lot of the times you cannot help black people, because at the end of the day, no matter what you do, it's never enough if they don't respect you. This is why I can't respect people who say things like you got to come down to black people's level, you've got to be relatable, you've got to make yourself likable, because at the end of the day, if they don't respect you, it doesn't matter how much you try to manipulate and terraform yourself into something they will respect. They do not respect it. And now you have Meek Mill's coming out saying that he wants to bring about peace. You're only bringing about peace now because you've made your money and you're out of the game like that. It's not because you're really trying to improve the quality of life for the young people, because as people said in the comment section, you know, you're trying to give people money to stop being dysfunctional, which means that these people are about dysfunction. They're not trying to do better. If they wanted to make peace and put the guns down, they would. So why now, after you've been promoting this lifestyle for so many years, do you suddenly want to extend a branch of peace to them? You know, everybody can, you know, go through the motions talking about how sad it is that this person has died and that person has died. But the reality of the situation is this: you have made a lot of money off that culture, and now maybe it's not as lucrative as it once was for you. Now you want to try your hand at philanthropy. So that's all I got for this one. You guys let me know what you think in the comment section below. Is Meek Mill actually trying to establish peace? Is this the way to go about changing the culture, or is this nothing more than a publicity stunt? Hit the like button, share this video with someone who needs to see it, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.